Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak.
New England, hit the hometown, hit Boston, which was very nice. And then we made our way all the way down to Florida. We did 3 dates in Florida.
Wow. The Boston show must have been nuts, huh?
It was great. It was great. Well, you have Dickie Barrett, hometown hero. And then Johnny Rio of the Street Dogs, also from Boston. There was a lot of support out there, and it was a great hometown show.
Yeah. Very cool. How many dates?
Oh, I think there were about 21 dates maybe in the span of about 3.5 weeks.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. What is the Defiant? Are they continuing on, or are they? This kind of a okay?
Yeah, no. So they formed out of the dissolving of their own respective bands.
Yeah.
And this kind of took hold. They all had shared common ideas, and the idea that they all wanted to promote love, unity, togetherness, and to bridge the divide that's in our country right now.
Yeah.
So they came together, put out this album, had a very successful tour with Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Played probably about half the dates were sold out, if not more.
Yeah.
And I know that they have more stuff on the way. I can't obviously talk too much about that, but I know that this is not a one-off thing. They are a full band.
Yeah. Very cool. Cool. You have a brand new single, so you brought your guitar. You're going to play live for us. But first, we have a world radio premiere. And what should we know about this track, Division Line?
So I wrote this track probably about 3 years ago. This was in the midst of COVID, and when everyone was online, and we weren't really out in the real world so much. And I was getting really frustrated with all the hatred I was seeing online about everything. People couldn't speak to each other civilly. Everything was an argument. It still is online. And that really frustrated me. And people were getting their own personal politics involved in things that just shouldn't have been political. Anything, like any conversation turned like one way or the other.
Yeah.
So this song kind of expressed my frustrations about that. And then about 2 years later, last year, I wrote a whole extra verse after yet another school shooting in America. And I was getting so frustrated because I thought to myself, we have these people online who are fighting about every single thing, getting their own personal politics in the way, and they're ignoring the fact there are much bigger issues in our country, the safety of our children. And it really hurt me, and it made me sad, and I needed to channel that in some way. So I wrote this song. When I wrote it 3 years ago, I had Dickie Barrett in mind. I said,
no kidding.
I would love to have him on this song. At that point, I didn't really know him.
Yeah.
Come 3 years later, we're really good friends, and he's on the track, and I'm just so happy to have him.
That's amazing. So Dickie Barrett from the Bosstones, and of course now the Defiant, he's actually on the track.
He is on the track. He does some nice guest vocals, and he sings at the end of the song.
Wow.
He's also in the music video too.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. All right.
Thank you.
Well, so this is the world radio premiere of the new track, Division Line. Casey Daron, of course, the band is Sotah, Sotah. I always like to spell it for everybody.
I do the same.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And then Casey's going to play live for us in a little bit, but let's give this a listen. Without further ado, here it is. This is called Division Line.
Wanna have faith in someone to trust, but lately the world has been so unjust.
truth. What you're telling me ain't reality. I see right through, and I don't know what to do. It's hurting me, then it's hurting you. I see right through, and I know it's not the truth. What you're telling me ain't reality. I see right through, and I don't know what to do. It's hurting me, then it's hurting you.
Gun Violence Archive reported over 600 American mass shootings in the year 2023 alone, with over 43,000 gun-related deaths. There is no time for debate. The time for love is now. The time for hate is never.
There it is, the world radio premiere, Division Line. The band is Sotah, and we have Casey Daron here with us live in studio, and well done.
Oh, thank you
Well
very
done.
much. Thank you.
Excellent.
Absolutely, very, very catchy, and of course, it's got a message, and how did so the process of Dickie Barrett being on the track? How did that come about? I mean, obviously, you have a friendship with him and a professional relationship as well, but I mean, did you approach him with it, or how did that come about?
So, my very first Sotah single was an acoustic cover of a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones song called "They Will Need Music."
Yeah.
So I released that independently, and I think I must have posted it to a Boss Tones Facebook fan group or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know that some of the members of the Boss Tones kind of lurk in there.
Yeah.
So somebody saw it, and I know Dickie controls all the Boss Tones social media. So I think this was 2021, pre-Boss Tones breakup. And he shared my video and my acoustic cover of "They Will Need Music." And I
Wow.
was like, wow, that is so awesome. I was so thrilled. And then a few months later, I released my first single, "Dying Breath."
Yeah.
And one day I get a text from Dickie saying, "This is awesome. Keep it up. You're doing great." And I have like a couple connections with within the music world that who know Dickie. So I think maybe one of them gave Dickie my number, but it was just out of the blue. Like, I was very shocked. I was like, this is amazing.
Wow.
And then around that time, the Boss Tones broke up. And at the time, Dickie came out that he didn't get vaccinated for the COVID shot, which was very, it was very divided. Like, people had their opinions about that. For me, I grew up watching Dickie Barrett promote three things: love, compassion, and unity. His whole life. Everything that in his core, his message was always about uniting people, bringing people together. He was never one of those people in my eyes that would ever be a controversial figure. He was just a pure human being who you could tell was genuine and loved his fans, loved the world, had so much hope for the future. And when it came out that he didn't get vaccinated for the COVID shot, the internet just started attacking him. Everyone was just so angry about it. And I kind of took a step back and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, and these people were writing him off, saying, I'm never going to listen to the Boss Tones again. I'm never going to listen to him again. Everything he said was a lie. And I was like, I couldn't see how the two were related. Like, I saw Dickie in the midst of COVID. He moved from California. He was on the announcer for the Jimmy Kimmel show.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the midst of COVID, when it started, he said, okay, I'm going to do my part. He moved out of LA. He moved to Arizona in a tiny little remote area with his family, got his kids away from the hustle and bustle of the city because he didn't want to spread COVID. He was trying to do his part. And he isolated, as he should have, as we all should have, as many of us tried to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he was also concerned about the COVID shot. And to me, I just feel like in this world we should let people live and let live. We shouldn't, like, people have their concerns. That's okay.
Yeah.
If you want to get the shot, oh my God, like, by all means, thank you. But if you don't, like, don't chastise somebody for it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to see the world attacking this man who promoted such good values for the past 30 years, 40 years of being in that band. It was hard for me. And I was seeing all the negativity online, and I wrote the song, and I was like, I would really love Dickie to sing on this, because it was really a passion project about my thoughts about the division at the time and Dickie Barrett. So time went on. I started interacting with him a little more. I started making some of the music videos for the Defiant. And it got to the point where he was like, could you help me set up a show in New Hampshire? So we did a little acoustic show this past fall.
Oh.
So Dickie and Johnny Rio came out, and it was a great little show. Sotah played. We had a couple other bands play as well. And while he was here, I brought him into my family's home.
Yeah.
We did some rehearsals and stuff like that. And I said, hey, Dickie, I have this song. Would you be interested in just providing some lyrics for it? And he was all in.
Yeah.
And he has been so supportive of me as a person. He's so supportive of everyone. And it's been very nice to work with him on a professional and a personal level. And I have to say, I went on this tour with the Defiant, and I was unsure of how it was going to go because, like I said, these past few years, he's gotten a lot of hatred online.
Yeah.
I went out into the real world. I did these shows, and the outpouring of love and support from everyone who came in was unreal. And it kind of clicked with me last month that the hatred you see online on the internet is not indicative of the real world situation at all.
Yeah, true. I think, I agree, because I think that, people are, well, for one thing, people will say things to each other online that they would never say in person.
Never, ever. Because they're hiding behind a glass wall. They're not really interacting with that person.
Right.
So they can say whatever they want without, any consequence.
Yeah.
In the real world, there is so much love. And it was like, I can't tell you how refreshing it was to go and meet these people face to face, have genuine conversations. I had people who said, I got the COVID shot, and I was like, and they had this idea that like Dickie would be disappointed in them for that. And I was like, no, that's not what it is at all.
Right.
We all have our own decisions. We all did our own things, and we can still unite and be together as one in a harmonious union. People didn't make that decision out of ill will for anybody. It wasn't like, oh, I'm not getting this shot because I want to create like drama. It was never that.
Right.
People had their own reasons, and I think that it was hard for people to understand that you could, make that decision and still have love in your heart. And so being out on the road and seeing that compassion and love from the real world, it was a dream come true, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, plus I would imagine too, as we get further away from the pandemic, people have, I had a lot. I don't want to get into it, but there were points where I was pretty angry with people, in how they were responding to it as we were going through it, and I've let some of that go.
I think a big thing was it was very hard for all of us at that time. It was a very difficult point for everyone. It was unprecedented. None of us had ever been in a situation like that.
Yeah. You don't expect a plague.
No, you don't. You don't. And everyone reacts to these situations differently.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me is that if somebody's doing something with ill will and ill intention, then maybe you should say, hey, let's.
Right.
But a big thing for me is never write somebody off. Somebody could have an opinion that you don't agree with necessarily, but casting them aside and not having a conversation will always let them have that idea in their head. If you want to help somebody grow, you want to help the world grow so we can have a more unified idea of how we should be going about things, you have to have conversations. And civil conversations, not shooting hate out at people. You need to talk in a civil manner, spread love. And believe it or not, people who might have ignorant viewpoints on either side of the political spectrum, you can help them grow. You can help them say, hey, you can help them learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was one thing, that was a big frustration. And that's why I wrote this song, because I wanted to bridge the divide and say, hey, we can come together. And if we spread love, we're going to have a better future. If we spread hate, we're going to be the same place we were 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I think that and I think you're onto something too. In that, as you were talking, I was thinking about, it's I feel like it's easier than ever for people to, as you put, write people off, or I was thinking, people just will throw somebody away just based on a difference of opinion, and much better to, I don't worry about trying to convince anybody to believe what I believe,
right.
but I do enjoy engaging in dialogue with people.
Yes.
There are some things, obviously on the extreme end of things that where you have to say, okay, I don't think I can associate.
No, I totally understand
with this
that,
individual,
yeah.
but I think it's gotten far too. I think there's almost a laziness to it in people, I think, where they say, okay, this person, I don't agree with this person politically, so I'm just going to write them off because I don't even want to engage with them.
Right.
And I'm guilty of it too. I think we all are, but I think it's gotten easier than ever for people to, because when people talk about how divided we are, well, we've always been divided politically.
Sure.
But the division is in the lack of interest in dialogue.
Yes, and I think it's just more present nowadays. We've always been divided, but the internet amplifies that.
Yes.
And it's easier for people to just, spread that hatred. And
Yeah.
for me, I have friends who love Biden. I have friends who are probably going to vote for Trump this year. And I might not agree with either of them. I might not, I certainly don't love Trump at all. Never have. I haven't been too happy with Biden these past few years. But I'm not going to judge somebody based on who they vote for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you can have your reasons as long as you're not trying to put anyone down.
Mm-hmm.
If you are trying to harm somebody in your decision, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
But if you're making a personal decision because you have your reasonings, we can still be friends.
Right.
I might not agree with you, but I'll still be your friend. It's
Right.
okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well said. Well said. Well, I think we should. So you brought your guitar.
Yes.
I'm dying to hear you play live.
Well, let's do it.
What now? What are you gonna? Are these songs that you haven't played here before, or what are you gonna play for us?
So I was going to do an original and I was going to do a cover.
Okay.
I don't know if I've played this one live, but I was going to play my song called Sotah. I might have done it before. I can't remember at this point. But it's I know we did the world radio premiere last fall for this song. So
Okay.
I figured, why don't I do a little acoustic rendition?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. If you're just joining us, Casey Daron from Sotah is here with us live in studio. We did the world radio premiere for the new track Division Line, and Casey's going to play a couple live for us. Let me see. I got to bring that other mic up too. When you're ready, Casey, just go ahead and strum a little for us. So make sure. Ooh, that sounds nice.
All right.
I think we're good. Whenever you're
Awesome.
Whenever you're ready, just go for it.
Yeah, this is a song from my EP Love Hate that I released last fall. It's a song called Sotah. This is a band called Sotah. The web of lies can be hard to keep track of. You're in your head and you're spinning your fortune. It's not enough to know you've got them all tricked. You're tangled up and it makes them so sick. One misstep and you've lost your footing, and now you don't even know who you're hurting. It could be them, it could be you. What does your heart tell you to do? You poison the water, poison the water, but I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water, yeah, I'll be fine. And I don't care what you've done to me, I'm just so mad you hurt my family. And I don't care if the love was true, I know I've done all I can do. Looking back, the water was clear. It all makes sense why you disappeared. And now
Now it's turned the deepest red, so red, from all the lies and blood you shed. It trickles down from your affair. It's pooling faster and we're well aware. No loving soul could live like you did. I just hope you find what you're missing. You poison the water, poison the water, but I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. It was yours, not mine. You poison the water, poison the water, but I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. It was yours, not mine. You poison the water again. You poison the water, my friend. Whoa, 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 whoa. You poison the water, but I'll be fine. You poison the water, poison the water. Now you're not mine.
Very nice. Very nice. Casey Daron of the band Sotah, and that song is called Sotah, correct?
You got it.
Can you tell us again the story behind that?
Yeah. So I was at a very tumultuous point in my life around that time. I was going through a pretty terrible breakup, and it kind of shattered my whole world. I did not see it coming, and I was just completely devastated in a really dark spot. And this is one of the first songs I wrote, and it really sort of formed as a self-healing project to get me out of that darkness. And I took all my pain, I took all my sadness, and I channeled it into the music. So everything you hear lyrically is very raw. This was written, I think, probably within days of everything crumbling down.
Yeah.
And my goal was I never wanted to write anything with hate in my heart.
Yeah.
Everything was out of love, and everything was, I didn't want to ever point fingers. I was always like, I want to rise above this. I'm going to express my emotion, but I am going to try my best to keep spreading love the best I can.
Yeah.
So the name Sotah comes from the Old Testament. Not a religious person, but I kept hearing the phrase "poison the water" in my head, and I thought that's kind of interesting. I'm like, that kind of sounds like it could be something from the Bible. So I looked it up. I looked "poison the water," and I found out that a soda is this ritual that was given. It was a trial of the poisoned water that was given to somebody that was accused of adultery. If they drank the water and they survived, they were not an adulterer. They were fine. But if they died, it was like, well, they had it coming, you know?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was so on the nose for what I was going through at that time. I was like, wow, to have that kind of like come into my head. Maybe I'm a little spiritual. I don't know. But it just seems so serendipitous that I was like, I think that's a cool song name. And then I said, you know, it could be a cool band name too.
Yeah.
So I went on Spotify. Nobody else was called Sotah. I'm like, well, okay, now I kind of have to do it because
Right.
it's so hard to find a band name nowadays.
Right.
So yeah, so that's where that song came out of.
All right. You want to go ahead and play another one? Well, I've got the levels that where I think they're good. So
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. This is an old cover. I've played this since the beginning of Sotah as well. It's a personal favorite. I love the band The Violent Femmes.
Yes.
So this is a band off their first record called Kiss Off.
Nice.
I need someone, a person to talk to, someone who cares to love. Could it be you? Could it be you?
Situation gets rough and I start to panic. It's not enough, it's just a habit, and kid, you're sick. Well, darling, this is it. You can all just kiss off into the air. Behind my back I can feel them stare. They hear me bad, but I don't mind. They hear me bad, yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah, 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 they do it all the time. Yeah, 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 they do it all the time. Do it all the time, yeah, they do it all the time. Do it all the time. I hope you know this will go down on your personal record. Oh yeah? Well, don't get stressed. Did I happen to mention I'm impressed? 1, 2, 3, 4. Take one, 'cause you left me, and two for my family, and three for my heartaches, and four for my headaches, and five for my lonely, and six for my sorrow, and seven, no tomorrow, and eight, I forget what it was for, but nine for the lost cause, and 10 for everything. You can all just kiss off into the air. Behind my back I can feel them stare. They hear me bad, but I don't mind. They hear me bad, yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah, 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 they do it all the time. Yeah, 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 they do it all the time. Do it all the time, yeah, they do it all the time. Do it all the time, yeah, they do it all the time. Time. Do it all the time.
Very cool.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Are they still around? Do they still tour?
Oh yeah, original lineup and anything. My girlfriend and I, we just saw them this past fall, and they did the first record in its entirety, front to back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They all still sound exactly the same.
No kidding.
Yeah, Gordon Gano, the singer, voice has not changed in the past 40 years.
Wow.
Incredible concert, so good.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. If you're just joining us, Casey Daron from Sotah, which is Sotah, is joining us here live in studio. He played a couple songs for us. And earlier we did the world radio premiere of the new track, Division Line. Now, is that, by the way, so Division Line, is that going to be, are you doing an album or an EP with that, or what's the plan?
No, it's just going to be a standalone track. I felt that the concept matter of that song, I didn't want to do a whole album of that. I had one song to, channel my frustration into. I just didn't want to do a full album of that. I have an album that's written that I'm hoping to record this fall, maybe early next year. There's no really set plan for it yet. That is a different subject matter. So I figured Division Line would just be good as a standalone single. And having Dickie Barrett on it, I was like, that's nice to have its own little page in history.
Yeah. And did you say there's a video too for that?
Yes. So last night we did a world video premiere at Chunky Cinema Pub right down the street.
Oh, yes.
And it was incredible. Do you mind if I talk a little bit about that?
Oh, please do. Yeah.
So I put together a little fundraiser and video premiere for the song Division Line. I raised money for the Jason R. Flood Memorial, which I have been a part of since its inception. To give you a little insight on that, the Flood family from Derry, New Hampshire, lost their son Jason to suicide back in 2016. And he was eerily similar to me. He loved the same music. He loved the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. I'm a big fan of the Muppets. It's my one weird thing about me. Well, there's many weird things about me, but one of them is that I love the Muppets. And Jason also had this passion for the Muppets. So my old band After Image, we played the very first Pizza Stock event, which was formed by the Flood family. Jason had always said that he wanted to have a day-long festival where they played music and ate pizza.
Yeah.
So the Floods did that in his honor. I want to say in 2017, the summer after he died. And
for them, it was going to be a one-off thing.
Yeah.
And then they saw the love and support from the community that they said, maybe we could make something bigger with this. They turned it into a nonprofit, the Jason R. Flood Memorial, and they have since put on, I think we're about to do Pizza Stock 8 this summer. So they are wonderful people. They have been a supporter of me, my music, since the beginning. I love them. If you're listening, Doug and Danielle, really, you have changed my world, and I'm so appreciative for you. So last night we did a fundraiser in their benefit, as well as a movement called the Choose Love movement. So 12 years ago, Scarlett Lewis lost her son, Jesse, in the Sandy Hook shooting.
Oh, wow.
He was in second grade.
Yeah.
And instead of, leaning towards many destructive things, she said, how can I make this positive? Incredible. She decided to create the Choose Love movement, which basically has the idea that if you instill love, compassion, and empathy in children at a young age, which is something that I think most people are born with love, but it takes a little bit of learning to learn empathy and compassion. Yeah. If we instill that in young kids, we show them how other people feel when you make certain decisions. Channel in your emotions. How would you feel in that situation? And it's teaching social emotional growth and learning in young students. And the idea is that as time goes on, if they have this love and this compassion and empathy in their hearts, they're probably not going to lean towards destructive paths, whether it be drugs or suicide or the unimaginable things that happen with school shootings. It's this idea that if we can teach that and let people know that they have a place in this world, that they are cared for, that they are loved, that we can create a better world. And I found this message so inspiring and so in line with the song Division Line that I said I need to get them to be a part of this in some way. So the New Hampshire state representative for the Choose Love movement was there last night. She gave a really wonderful speech, explained what Choose Love movement is, and I'm so happy that we raised $500 last night for both groups. So I'm going to be donating that to both of them.
Cool.
And then after that, we had a nice series of acoustic performances. We had Rags to Stitches. They're from the area. We also had a band called Porcelain Jumpsuit. And then we did an acoustic set last night with Sotah.
Excellent.
We had a big, nice video presentation where we premiered the music video. We made a couple silly trailers, parody movie trailers. And then we also had videos from the Jason R. Flood Memorial, Choose Love. And I made this motivational video that explains what Division Line is about and how, that message of unity, compassion, and love. So it was a great night. I was expecting, we had to hit 50 people. That was like, Chunky said, you got to get 50 people in this door. I'm like, I was getting nervous. Sotah is a newer band for me. I've been in the music scene for about 8 years, and you build momentum with one band. And after 8 years of being in one band, we got to that level where we could host our own show. Sotah's been around for realistically, we've been around for 3 years, but actively it's been the past year we've been really active. So I didn't know how it was going to go. I was like, well, we'll probably get 50. I'm so happy to say that we had over 100 people attend last night.
Awesome.
It was sold out, and I am just over the moon. The love and support from everyone that came in was unreal. It just gave me a lot of gratitude and satisfaction knowing that this music thing it might be for me. I think it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. So anyone who attended last night, seriously, thank you so much for being there. From the bottom of my heart, every single person, it meant so much that you were there to support. So it was a great event. Yeah,
that's excellent. Excellent. Now the video for Division Line, is Dickie Barrett in the video?
He is in the video. So while I was on tour with him in the Defiant, we actually recorded all of his video parts in a hotel room.
Oh, no kidding.
But I put enough layers and filters on it that you can't even tell at all. So we did that, and then Dickie was kind enough also to record a little intro video. So we had a little intro before the video last night where he introduced the video, and he thanked everyone for being at the event. He's a really nice guy. He's very down-to-earth, compassionate, and he's always been a supporter of small artists. From their inception, he's always been bringing out small bands that might not be well-known. He's always been that way. He took me out on a whim with the Defiant. He knew that this is what I want to do with my life. He knew that I hadn't been on a tour before. the whole time I was on this tour, he had a text thread going to my family. He was taking pictures of me the whole time so they could feel included in that. We could document this experience.
Oh, wow.
He kept calling it the punk rock school.
Yeah.
And every time I made a slight mistake, he jokingly said, okay, that's a demerit. But in the end, I do think I passed the punk rock school. So it was a lot of fun. And he's a very good person.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Now, so what's next for Sotah?
Yeah. So right now we have a show planned in August. I don't like to overload us too much with local shows because, as you can imagine, you do a local show once every month, less and less people come.
Right.
So we're doing a festival in New Bedford. It actually has not been announced yet, so I'm kind of spilling the beans a little bit. But we're playing a festival in August. I believe it's August 3rd in New Boston, New Hampshire. And it's going to be a great day of music. I think there's going to be all sorts of raffles and food trucks and fun like that.
Yeah.
And we will be introducing our official lead guitarist very soon. It's been a long time coming. We've had many fill-in lead guitarists for the entirety of this band, but very soon we will be announcing our full final lineup.
Oh, good.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
If you went to our show at the Shaskeen, you might have caught a little glimpse of what our lineup is going to be. So we've got a lot on the way. I'm hoping to hit the studio this summer. We've got another single that we demoed out. I'm hoping to record. I'm hoping to get that out. Tons of more music on the way. Like I said, I probably have 13, 14, 15 songs written, ready to be demoed out and ready to get into the studio. So
where do you record, by the way? Where was Division Line recorded?
Division Line was recorded over at right across the street at the Manchester Music Mill. It's Blackheart Sound with Eric Sotah.
Yeah, we had Eric on the show.
I watched that episode. That was great.
Yeah.
He's a really nice dude. And I actually had him and the former lead guitar player of Afterimage, Brandon Curcio, helped me with the mixing, mastering, and engineering. So
excellent.
I'm not sure where I'm going to go in the future for recording. I'm always trying to challenge myself. So I've done the local level thing for a few years now. I want to branch out. I want to do bigger and better. So we'll see where that takes me this summer. I'm actually going to be going on tour as tour manager with a local reggae artist named Joe Samba. Phenomenal guy, and he does a lot of producing. And we've had talks. So maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do some sort of collaboration in the future with him. So we'll see. The future is an open book, and I'm excited.
Excellent. And where should people go online to keep up with everything that you're doing?
So I'm on everything, every single social media outlet that you can imagine. If you look up Sotah Band, Sotah Band, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. We have a YouTube page. We have a TikTok. What else do we have? Everything. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming sites. So if you want to listen to the new song again, please go listen to it. It's live, up and running on all the streaming sites. If you want to see the music video, that's up on YouTube featuring Dickie Barrett. And some of those fun trailers that we premiered last night, I will eventually be uploading on YouTube. So keep an eye out for those as well.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We're gonna play one of these other songs. Actually, I'll let you pick.
Yeah.
Which one you want us to close with?
Well, let me ask you: are you looking for a punk song, or do you want a ska song?
Punk.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's split it in the middle. Let's do Better Than You. It's a ska punk song. We'll get both of us going here.
We'll do Better Than You. All right. Casey, Daron, thank you again so much.
Oh, thank you so much. It is seriously always a pleasure to be on this show. You do a great job, both of you. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And we're going to close with this. This is actually one of my favorites. This is Better Than You from Sotah.
Uploading on YouTube, so keep an eye out for those as well.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We're gonna play one of these other songs. Actually, I'll let you pick.
Yeah.
Which one you want us to close with?
Well, let me ask you: are you looking for a punk song, or do you want a ska song?
Punk.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's split it in the middle. Let's do Better Than You. It's a ska punk song. We'll get both of us going here.
We'll do Better Than You. All right. Casey, Daron, thank you again so much.
Oh, thank you so much. It is seriously always a pleasure to be on this show. You do a great job, both of you. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And we're going to close with this. This is actually one of my favorites. This is Better Than You from Sotah.
front row, but little do you know, I might be down, but I'm still doing better than you. And everyone prays that we'll find better days, but somehow I know that it's not meant for you. An exploitive expose to make me feel crazy. I might be down, but I'm still doing better than you. So, what more do you wanna know? 'Cause I'm ready to go. I've had enough and I'd like to forget her now. I could give you some hope, laugh it off like a joke. I could do that, but then I'd be no better than you. And everyone prays that we'll find better days, but somehow I know that it's not meant for you. An explosive expose to make me feel crazy. I might be down, but I'm still doing better than you. Everyone prays that we'll find better days, but somehow I know that it's not meant for you. An explosive expose to make me feel crazy. I might be down, but I'm still doing better than you. Better than you. Better than you. I might be down, but I'm still doing better than you. Better than you. Better than you. I might be down, but I'm still doing better than you. Cheap drinks at the bar remind me I'm still here today. Tattoos on my arms cover scars of yesterday. I sing another song 'cause I've still got something to say. I wanna be so strong, but something's in the way. Shadow over my heart. Shadow over my heart. Shadow over my heart. Shadow over my heart. So glad things have changed, though I wish it was the same. I know it sounds insane, but I've changed since yesterday. I wanna make you proud, but I can't find the words to say. Try to sing so loud, but it comes out the wrong way. Shadow over my heart. just hope my love remains. When you hear my name, do you cry like I do? When you see my face, do you die like I do? I can hear your voice and I don't know how I should feel. I can see your smile and I don't know if it's real. Is it the same for you?